Do you like your trauma with a side of extra trauma? Well, I have the movie just for you.
Stay tuned for Burnaflick.
Hi, we're back. Welcome to Burnaflick.
We're back.
We are back.
Yeah, life just happens, and yeah, but also life chugs on.
Life chugs.
Not only does life happen, but it continues to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Negatively to most people, positively to some.
Yeah, it's not like life just doesn't happen. Unless you get killed, then I suppose life ceases to happen for you.
Yeah.
But getting killed is also life happening to you. That is also life happening to you.
That is true.
Yeah.
And much like life happening to us,
Yes.
life also happened to those in this movie.
Life happens. It's crazy. Life happens to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even animals.
Yeah.
Life happens a little harder to them these
Life
days.
is like cells and shit, right?
Life cells.
Life cells.
It's like, hey,
Yeah.
does death sell more than life? I don't think so.
It can though, because death really is just like the absence of life, and
Yeah.
the way that death happens is a way that life gets snuffed out. So that's also life happening. I mean, death is a part of life.
Yes. Did you know? I don't know where I don't know where.
This is a movie podcast, by the way.
Yes.
Anyway,
We're not
Yeah.
being philosophizers.
no, I just said something about life and then continue to riff on it.
Yeah, yeah.
No, we're
It's
being
good.
annoying.
It's a good riff.
Yeah. Movie we're talking about is Short Term 12. It's came out in 2013. Directed by I forget. Destin something credit or Creston something Daniel Creston something like that. He has like a 3-name name. He's one of those people.
Like Aaron Taylor Johnson
Yes.
or
yes.
Christian something Church,
Something like that.
Hayden Church. Yeah.
Thomas
Yeah,
Hayden Church.
Thomas
Hayden Church. Yes.
Yeah, he went to go do this movie called The Glass Castle, which didn't do very well. I didn't see it, but
What? Was Brie Larson in that one too?
she was.
Yeah. I didn't see it. I was looking like a week or two ago at her what did you call it? Her videography, what's the word is?
Yeah,
Her
filmography.
filmography, sorry.
Yeah.
And and I was like, oh, Lost Castle, she's in that one, same director
Mm-hmm.
or producer. I read probably director, like you said. I guess it's something I would watch. I like Brie Larson more now, not because of this movie, but
Yeah.
I saw other things, and I remembering that she was in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Like, okay,
Yeah,
She did in that
that's actually the first movie I saw her in.
That's the
Scott Pilgrim.
yeah, that's before I knew her name.
I didn't
too.
recognize her though. She was just like the ex-girlfriend, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, because she was like 21 in that movie.
Yeah, yeah.
She's pretty young. I didn't realize. I know she always looked young. I didn't think she was that young. 32 being.
I mean, she has a very her the way that she gives looks has a
Grown
she's seen life. Yeah.
life.
We're back to life.
We're back to
again.
life.
Back to
I
life.
think she has
Yeah.
in the most respectful way, a very normal face compared to other celebrities.
Yeah. No, I agree.
But still rather recognizable, right?
Definitely, yeah.
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 She I think her vibe is very similar to pre-Hunger Games Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
I know she got big off Hunger Games, but she did things here and there before Hunger Games, and
She's also young. She's 30.
yeah, Jennifer Lawrence is my age.
Yeah.
Close
like,
to my age. Yeah.
again, no more like I don't follow celebrities' ages or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I always assume they're a little older than
Just
they actually
because they're on
show.
TV. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
You
get
know?
that. And they also play actors, or they play characters that are older a lot of times.
That's
yeah.
or younger too.
Yeah.
And it's just hard.
Yeah, I
it's kind
guess.
of difficult to understand. Just like one of the characters in this movie.
Yeah.
We'll get to that though. So why don't
Oh yeah,
we
yeah. So Short Term 12. Brie Larson plays. I don't remember her name. She plays a young adult woman, and she's working at a home for troubled teens. And it's like this temporary home. It's like troubled teen daycare, except you can leave them there for days. So that's pretty much what it is. Um, and she works there, apparently for the state, I guess. And the movie is about like this little tiny world, this little slice of world where they're running this little home for troubled teens. There's like other young adults that also work there. Um, she also works with a guy that she's in a relationship with, and the movie opens with the guy from the Mr. Robot,
Rami Malek.
Rami Malek. Yes, he is a new hire,
Mm-hmm.
and the movie opens with Brie Larson's boyfriend telling a story about one of the kids that used to be there.
John, played by John
Gallagher Jr. Yeah. And he's telling this story to Rami Malek's character.
Oh yeah, because
as
it's
a
mid.
bit
It's also mid
yeah
tell of the story too.
yeah.
We don't
And-
even get to see the whole story or know it all.
They do s-
We know the ending.
yeah
We get to
we know-
the real like meaty parts of the story, though.
yeah
Yeah,
Well,
but like it isn't open with us hearing the start of the story.
yeah
Yeah.
And basically the movie's about like there's a new child that shows up at this home, and Brie Larson's character like becomes weirdly invested in her well-being. I don't want to say weirdly, but like she becomes invested in the girl's well-being because her own trauma, she sees it in the girl,
Mhm.
and so she becomes invested in like what happens to her. And a bunch of other things happen. The movie also, I feel like it's less interested in that plot. Like me saying that plot out loud, like I had to think about it because when I was watching it, it just felt like I was watching another day in the life of these people. It didn't feel like a plot was happening, so to speak. But
This movie is what a lot of people would describe as a sleeper.
mm,
Like, and
Yeah.
I think sleeper. A lot of people use that term in the fact that it's a movie that's really good, but doesn't get a lot of action. But I think it's more along, in my opinion, a sleeper means that it doesn't drive you to be well interested, but it keeps you invested in watching.
Rewatching. Excuse me. I think this is my like 6th or 5th time watching this movie.
Really,
Yeah, I've watched this movie a lot. And watching it now, I think the last time I watched it was like 2-3 years ago. Yeah.
watching this movie 6 times shows interest.
No, because I watched this when it first came out, and I loved it. I loved everything about it. I still love it, but I think I'm able to take a more objective view of the movie and like see like what parts work or what parts don't work as well, and at what points in the movie does the movie succeed, at what points in the movie does the movie hit harder, and at what other points in the movie does it seem like a little less interesting. I think the beginning is particularly weak. I didn't really the intro story where like he's explaining like this story that he had with this kid to Rami Malek, and Rami Malek like being all wide-eyed and like brand new, and like I didn't think it was that interesting. I didn't think it was that compelling. And yeah. I know what happens later on, so like obviously I kept watching, but maybe it might just be because I've seen this movie 6 times. That might be the other thing.
I think his character, Rami Malek's character,
Yeah.
it was almost like comically new. The comically
Yeah.
new guy, because I think he was way too green to be in the
Clueless.
position. Yeah, just
Completely
Yeah.
clueless.
I'm here to watch you fucked up kids. And like,
Underprivileged.
what? Yeah. Like, oh
Yeah.
my god. There's a lot of ways he could have handled a lot of those situations, like including when he got spat on.
That is a
Yeah.
Uh,
Telling the girls that like who asked him to jump rope with him. He's like, no.
That's not what
I
we meant.
think.
Well, you know how we mentioned that he says, "Oh, I like to do fucked up kids." That's a good juxtaposition between what his life really is.
Mhm.
Obviously, it seems like he obviously can't. Everyone else there who works there, you can
Yeah.
tell over time in the movie, can relate with them,
Yeah,
Yeah.
in some way.
but obviously he can't because that's not something you would just say
Yeah,
if you shared that type of life. He knows he's there because he wants to, because he's in school still,
yeah.
right? And he's trying to, or right after out of school, and wants to see more,
Yeah.
and do more.
I
So
also,
he's trying to do essentially service,
yeah,
but doesn't really know how to communicate in their way.
I did get a sense that like him, because like in the beginning they introduce him to the entire group, and like he has to give his little spiel on like why he's here and like why he's doing all this, and that story that he gives, it seems a little like curated a bit, like he's I don't want to say fake, but definitely like almost rehearsed. Like, oh, I took a year off of college just so I could get life experience. Like I've heard that a million times.
Yeah.
And then like he goes into the underprivileged thing, and I think it's like he says that because he says it's another rehearsed thing that he would tell someone else.
Yeah.
Right.
It almost
Like-
seems like in a way to be charitable.
Yeah, like if he was going in for a job interview and they ask him, "Hey, why'd you take off school?" Like that's the answer he would give.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I was taking a year off to help underprivileged kids, and then he just used that same line here and was like, "Oh shit, I just said underprivileged kids to these kids."
Do you think that was intentional in the writing?
I don't think it was that specifically intentional. That's just the vibe I got from Rami Malek's character. I don't want to say like his character's like a bad guy. He's just a little clueless.
Can you tell that how?
Yeah.
Can you probably see and probably tell that how it could have been intentional?
Like they could have intentionally wrote that line in there to maybe reflect
Yeah.
that sort. Maybe.
I don't think so either, though.
Maybe. I don't know.
But I think just with I think some experiences that my wife has talked to me about like paraprofessionals in their duties like at schools,
Yeah.
and how some of them seem pretty equipped to handle like kids and deal with their emotions. Then there's just some that are like you can tell they're winging it,
Oh.
and they're just as along in the ride as they're along for the ride just as much as the kid is, and
no.
have no idea what they're doing.
True.
Yeah.
And I think that's Rami Malek.
Yeah.
I also think, obviously
Later on, Brie Larson.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also think it's weird. Obviously, we know Rami Malek, he's a good actor, and he's an Oscar-winning actor.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't believe he should have gotten an Oscar for. I don't think any movies about or biopics are Oscar-worthy.
Mm.
I don't believe so. I can explain that later.
Okay.
I do believe he deserves an Oscar, but maybe not for that. But maybe he is worthy of one. I'm saying, but
Sure.
but you look in this movie how he was super underutilized because it's also 2013.
He wasn't
infancy,
really big.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the infancy of his career. And 6 years later, though, he gets one. 2019.
Yeah.
Because he starts with the show. He does these other movies
I
in
think he
between.
got into Mr. Robot this year. Like 2013 is when he got into. Isn't that when Mr. Robot started? Maybe
I thought it was 2014.
2015. Oh, 14. Okay.
Honestly, I've only seen the first season. I think there's only.
I've seen like 4 episodes of the first season, so that's about it.
It's good enough to keep watching. It's just not good enough
Yeah.
for me, I guess.
So it's good enough to keep watching, just not for me to keep watching.
I don't know. My brain works, and I'm not saying that I need better. I'm just saying my brain doesn't work on whatever they're trying to go for. You know what I mean?
It definitely appeals to a lot of people. I'm just not one of those people.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I can see the appeal. I'm just not gonna. I can't.
I feel that way about The Boys.
You know what? I think you're wrong though. that's a dumb take. All right.
Shit.
Boys
I'm
is good.
wrong?
I just rewatched the entire series.
Okay.
I'm waiting for season 4. I need it.
All right.
All right.
Did you start Gen V?
Yeah, Gen V
What the fuck is Gen V?
it's a spin-off
of the boys.
in the same universe.
Oh, okay.
It's their way of like, I think it's like one of those filler series. Like it's like,
Like Fear the Walking Dead.
yeah, it's kind of like that.
Okay.
And it's whatever. It's definitely not in this, nowhere near the same. You've
Yeah.
seen it?
I don't like the boys either. I just
Oh,
It's 2 against 1, man.
I quit.
Give it up.
The Boys is really good. I don't know. I think it's whatever.
Yeah.
Just letting you know, in season 3, they
No, I
They
believe you.
they
I
ran
believe
out
you, man.
they ran out of fake blood so quickly they had to use fake cum. All right,
Oh my
lots of it.
I believe you.
But yeah, that show.
Yeah.
It was this movie
Mhm.
was his infancy of. Obviously, he had been doing stuff beforehand. I'm sure he was.
Yeah.
Did I go far back to see? Probably not. I probably can't. Maybe there are some things from even before
Mhm.
that I don't remember because he wasn't recognizable or heavily utilized in
Yeah.
those projects.
Yeah.
But this one, obviously, he's used. He is necessary.
But
for the
he's
plot.
not. He doesn't really get a lot of cool stuff to do.
No, well, there is
Yeah.
one. There's one
One.
pretty pivotal point
Oh.
where
When?
the spit on the face thing. You know,
mean, I guess.
he-
I don't know.
After that happened, he ran into the room with all the kids and he like took a bunch of hand sanitizer and started washing his face, which
Yeah.
I think is definitely not the thing to do.
Well,
in
I
front
don't
of all
mean-
those other kids.
well, I don't mean like for the betterment of them. I'm just saying he was utilized more. I guess.
I guess he was just kind of, from an acting perspective, that's not a meaty scene.
Yeah.
It's a meaty scene for the teenage girl. Like that's a meaty scene for her.
Very
Acting
true. Yeah,
wise.
yeah.
Um,
something. I can't remember.
I don't know. But it's since we're on the vein of like people who were not as well known back when this movie was started, Lakeith Stanfield.
Oh, right.
He
Keith?
has plenty of meaty
Yeah.
scenes.
Oh, not Lakeith. Keith.
Yeah, no. This was his first role, and I guess like his agent was like, no. It's actually
it's Lakeith. Yeah.
it's Lakeith,
okay.
but
But
like this was his first role, and his agent was probably like, we gotta like de-blackify your name. Just
It
like,
was essentially what it seemed like,
Yeah.
right? It's like instead of Lakeith,
it was just Keith.
Keith
Yeah.
Stanfield.
And then he started to get big, and he's like, let's re-blackify my name. Let's
I'm like,
yeah.
he must have the best agent ever because he does good in this movie. I will say, like
Yes.
as a first role, but then
From a guy who's like,
unknown.
yeah.
Well, this started out. I read before. This started out what as a play, and
That's right.
he was the only
Yes,
one
that's
from
right.
the play that got his part in the
Okay,
movie.
Yeah.
No way. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Okay,
That's-
that makes a lot
wow.
of sense.
I didn't look into it.
But I think he really. I mean, this movie. I think put him up there. Like, okay, this guy has it. But I think one of the shows that he was on that really like brought him out to become like a big player right now
Oh, Atlanta.
was Atlanta.
Yeah.
He's so good. He's really good in it.
I know. That's where I like. Wow, this guy has. The Teddy Perkins episode was what really opened my eyes to him. You've seen that one, season 2 of Atlanta, where he goes to the Michael Jackson guy.
yeah.
That was a terrifying episode, by the way.
Oh, that's the episode you showed me.
yeah.
No, I really enjoyed that episode.
And he was just like good because you can see he was able to. The character he plays is a calm guy.
Yeah.
He's calm because he's always high, of course, but he's collected and has his mind together. But it's isn't this terrifying thing. He just wants his piano. He just wants to, he wants to get in and out. He knows everything's weird as hell, but he's being very respectful in the home of somebody else.
Mm.
Either, to keep himself safe or because of the sheer idea of being a respectful person.
I
But
think
he's I don't know, his acting capabilities there when I first saw that was good. Then I saw Sorry to Bother You.
oh yeah, that's what I was.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you.
That was exactly what I was about to bring up. Was Sorry to Bother You. That was my first movie I saw him in.
Oh.
I saw that on Cruise Mess. We watched it on Cruise Mess.
Oh, that's a weird one.
It's a weird one, but it's
Yeah, I
good.
know.
I like it.
It's perfect for cruise mess.
Definitely perfect
Mhm.
for Cruise Mess.
Oh,
People
man.
are like, "What the?" Everything's like, "This is weird." Oh, this is really weird.
Imagine like playing that movie after Italian night, and we had like sausages.
Oh
Like-
yeah. Everyone's like, they instead of calling them sausages, they call them horse cocks.
Oh yeah. Horse cocks. By the way, horse cocks.
That's what the boat's gonna call sausage. We have spaghetti and horse cock today, guys.
It's a good day.
Yeah. There are horses is a if you haven't seen
That's a spoiler,
yeah.
actually.
It's a spoiler.
It's a spoiler. We don't have to talk about it. But
If you haven't seen, if
when
you
I
haven't
miss-
seen submarine sausages, they're horse cocks. That's the spoiler.
Yeah.
Nothing about the movie.
You can't eat horse
Yeah.
penises outside of United States submarine. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, talking about like Keith Stanfield, I'm gonna say Keith Stanfield for the pure reason of
The whitewashing.
continuity.
The whitewashing.
yeah,
of his game.
let's bring that whitewashing back.
yeah, just for now.
Yeah. Just for this podcast.
I want to watch because the last movie he's been in now was The Haunted Mansion, but apparently it's really bad.
I saw trailers for that. Like, what'd you expect?
I know. It was like 2001 was the
you
last
expected?
one. Had 22 years to
Like,
figure it
come
out.
on.
I'm gonna watch it. It's free on Disney Plus. so
yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
think
watch it.
really anything that Disney's gonna try to capitalize off of
Oh.
theme park rides is
They struck gold with Pirates of the Caribbean, and
Yeah.
they've just been trying to ride that high forever.
You have. I don't think the Haunted Mansion. There's really not much extra you can do with it.
Mm.
Pirates of the Caribbean has the entire Caribbean
Yeah.
and the UK, of course.
Yeah, and they could play off like history, and then like they could go off of like famous pirates. There's a lot of material there, rather than just like
A mansion.
yeah. I don't know. They could have made the mansion good. Well, that's the thing. You could always make a movie good.
Yeah,
You
there's
could always do just instead of how about instead of making movies bad,
make them good.
yeah,
you
just make them good, dude.
try that, Hollywood. Come on, free
Yeah,
advice.
what are you, stupid?
I'm not even asking you to pay me. we're here. We're here for
Yeah.
you. The you can make a movie of white socks and make it good.
This is true. Yeah.
A water bottle. Oh, there's this one guy on Instagram, Reels. I see.
Mhm.
He makes fun of. He does Mad Libs, but movies.
Yeah.
And then he starts with like snorting coke. All right, we're gonna do movie ad libs. All right, give me a like an adjective or something like that. And he's like, I gotta show you the video later, but
Yeah.
he made every single time he makes a movie idea with these Mad Libs, they turn out to sound like something I'd totally watch. The other thing was like reboots. We gotta do a reboot
Mm.
of Friday the 13th, and it's okay. What's the premise here? Oh, Jason doesn't have magic powers or anything like that. He's totally normal guy.
Yeah.
It's because it's like and it takes place right after the first Friday the 13th.
Okay.
You know, where he's holding his mother's headless corpse, and the headless corpse is telling him to kill people.
Mm.
And like he goes to his kid and about to kill his kid and sees a hockey mask in the ground, doesn't pick it up, not yet. You know,
Oh my God.
yeah, not yet. And you know, he gets freaking he spent like 20 years eating dead rabbits and berries to get really big, or something like that, pure protein
The
from the
Jason
earth.
diet.
The Jason diet. And I'm really bad at this because like I can only remember it in my head, but I can't spew it out.
Yeah.
But he makes up these crazy ideas, and it's so these are good. I'd totally watch the fuck out of these movies that he's mad libbing. And then it's like, wait a second, if he could do this so easily.
Someone get this guy executive producer credit on something.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Make him an executive producer.
He did a good one for Predator as well. But like, oh, these timepieces reboots.
Mm.
That's what we're doing these days. We're doing realistic reboots of sci-fi movies that you're seeing these days. Anyway,
Yeah.
I digress.
Basically, Christopher Nolan's take on the Predator.
exactly.
Let's say they rebooted this movie. Like, would they?
It wouldn't be it would be just about
Yeah.
like heroin overdose.
It would just they would just turn it into Euphoria. That's what they do.
That's what they. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. Show.
So, what'd you guys think of the relationship with Brie Larson and John Gallagher Jr.? Brie Larson's name is Grace. I just remember that.
Race. Yeah.
Yeah.
What I think about it? I mean,
Yeah.
seemed healthy. Seemed. I'm gonna be honest with you. This movie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go straight out and say this movie is very cliched
Yeah.
and just too on the nose with things they do.
Mm-hmm.
Too much mumbling, in my opinion.
Mm.
And it is the exact epitome of every single indie film you'll ever see. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's
Yeah.
exactly what you expect of an indie movie.
I was thinking that their relationship, it 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 there's a lot of like quirkiness in there that doesn't stand the test of time, I think, when watching it. Cause like when she walked in and then like they had that whole conversation about like her bike and how like she's cheating on him with her bike. I'm like, I think like in on some level, like when it first came out, like I thought that was genius and funny and cute. But now, um, I don't. Um, yeah,
It's not like in True Romance about the eggplant and what was it said? It said
you're part eggplant.
you're part eggplant.
Yeah.
That's the type of thing that they're trying to go for, I think. You know, very
Uh,
very not cutesy, but
it's
like
very like
that's what they
2010s-y, if that
yeah.
makes a sense.
I think it's slightly
Yeah.
dated, but I think the relationship is believable.
Yeah.
I
Due
do.
to I think due to her trauma,
Yeah.
and I think his trauma as well.
Um, they. I don't know. It just. I just didn't. In the brief conversation, in their like. I don't know how to put my finger on it.
That's what I'm getting at with some of
I
these
don't
things
really
I'm
know
saying.
how to put my finger on it. It just yeah. I think the movie does really well in certain scenes. Um for example, when they're cutting Marcus's hair. Uh I think that's like my favorite scene. Cuz Keith Stanton, like his performance is really good. And the writing there is really good, and everyone's like very there is a certain kind of type of like reservation that they're giving with their performances that kind of like elevates the drama in that scene that I really liked. Um, and yeah, but in a lot of like the intermissiony scenes, um, it doesn't feel as strong as when I first watched it. Um, yeah.
I I thought it was a good transition
Okay.
because maybe not cinematically, but I think it was realistic because
Mm-hmm.
I think Brie Larson's character this entire time is masking her emotions when she's at work. She's
Yeah.
putting on, she's putting on this like mother role.
Yeah.
She's the mother of this house, this community
Yeah.
of kids.
Very efficient. No nonsense. Get
But
shit done.
when she leaves, she has to take a bike ride to either clear her head
Yeah.
or she comes home and it's kind of like all of her
Yeah.
emotional baggage and trauma is still there and present,
Mm-hmm.
and it's her and her boyfriend
Yeah.
are you know trying to get through life one day at a time
Yeah.
and dealing with both what they have, um which obviously she definitely goes through it
Yeah.
throughout the movie, and in those transitional pieces, um you could probably make a whole movie just of, I guess, those transitional pieces.
I think that when I say um transitional, I I don't exactly mean that. I guess I don't really know what I mean. Um and when she says that she is going on the bike ride to clear her head, like she lies. That's a
Mhm.
lie.
Yeah.
She's going to schedule her abortion.
Yeah.
Um so uh I don't know. I think just some of the relationship dialogue that um goes for like a quirky vibe just doesn't hit as hard for me anymore. Uh Everything trauma related though, I've always responded like very well to that. I think I respond less to it now just because I am I think I'm like more of a stable person now than I was when I was first watching this movie when I was like 21 or something. Um and but no, I related heavily with Brie Larson's character. Um portraying the face of like someone who's got their shit together, but who's actually like completely dying inside.
Yeah.
Um, and then the looming threat of like her father like coming back uh out of prison and like just unpacking that and how awful that is. Um, and then like all that happening on the same day where Marcus tries to kill himself, and also like knowing that she said yes to like will you marry me? Like there's all this stuff that just happened on like that one day,
Yeah.
and then
Well, and that little girl that came that's going through a
yeah.
similar
Oh
situation.
yeah, and then like the fucking her boss
Mhm.
her boss let her go with her dad, and like so yeah. No, that moment when she's like I can't do this and then rides off, I'm like that's me. Hey, that's me. What? What the Oh, that's crazy. How am I in this movie? Um but
I've
yeah,
seen this
no,
before.
like when I first watched this movie, like it really struck me. And her performance is so good.
Mhm.
It's like really really good. Um
I think you can see
yeah.
the seriousness in her. Like there's like two, three times changes her mood in general,
Mhm.
like where she's smiling a little bit when they're she's either really enjoying her time, when they're playing with the kids or something like that,
Mhm.
or remember when Keith,
Yeah.
sorry Keith
Keith? Oh,
mentioned don't
we're
we're
backing
going back.
away?
I'm not going back to Keith. I'm just
Oh,
saying I'm
okay.
talking about Brie
I
Larson.
thought we were whitewashing. What happened?
Or sorry, Keith.
Yeah. Keith.
Keith.
Yeah.
When Keith when he was talking when he his mood was good at the time, and he mentioned the fact that, oh hey, uh, don't think we don't know, because he's rapping.
Yeah.
Don't think we don't know that you and
Oh.
you are dating, and then
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
like, I don't know what you're talking about, because
Yeah.
you know either she's really enjoying her time, or maybe she's just like really actually hiding the fact that she is.
Well, no, that's not really how it is in real life. Like you can really, really enjoy yourself
Mhm.
in the
Yeah,
moment, and then you can also like feel like shit after. Like both those
true.
things can be true. Like just because,
She did immediately feel like shit after.
yeah, like just because like I enjoy myself, like I don't know, eating a McDonald's hamburger in the moment, like this is fucking amazing, right?
Is it?
And like I'm not lying when I'm saying that. Like this is actually amazing. This Big Mac. And then afterwards, you're like, I should probably kill myself. Yeah.
It's not funny, but
Yeah.
it's funny because we're friends. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying now.
Yeah, no, but you were saying like some of the there's like a lot of like tropey things. Like
Yeah,
what were some of those things that popped out to you?
I didn't. Well, the idea of her bike, for one thing.
Yeah.
At the end, where she's riding her bike one last time alone, and she's really serious. She's trying to, she's going to the girl's house.
Yeah.
Right? That was tropey. That's been done
Oh,
before.
really?
Yeah. When someone's like, I need to get on this bike, I'm serious, and they run, it's like the
Yeah.
really serious look on the bike. I think I'm get to where I'm going.
Why did you think what would be hmm.
If you're gonna ask me what an example would be, I can't give you an
No,
example.
no, no, no. Like I would ask like instead of that, like what would have been better?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I didn't come here and say this to give a better
Yeah.
example or better option. I'm just saying what's one thing was tropey to
But
me.
like I get is what she did a logical response to it was her riding off all distressed a logical response to what
Absolutely.
was going on.
Absolutely.
I think from a writing perspective it holds. Was it like mainly the composition of the shot, cuz like the shot was like she's riding towards the camera.
It's probably that, but you did ask me what is tropey, and to say that isn't tropey is wrong, because
Yeah.
it is tropey. Just because something is
Yeah.
tropey or a
But like
known trope doesn't mean it's not necessary use. I just
yeah, but
when I
but
saw it, I was kind of cringing.
because it wasn't executed well.
I guess so,
Yeah.
because like my initial response was like, "Come on."
I mean, there's a lot of things in cinema that are tropey, right? But
Yeah.
like we only notice tropey things when they're not done well and it takes you out of the movie. Like for that, like that took you out of the movie.
It did. It did.
Yeah.
It was like the one thing. I think the other things I didn't like were
Yeah.
the tropey thing would be because it's 2010y.
Yeah.
The,
Where did
the jokes,
uh-huh.
that joke in the beginning about the bike,
Yeah.
right? That was jokes like that at the time, I guess, were a trope in the 2010s. They still do them now, but I think
Yeah.
they're less in your face about it. Maybe.
I don't know. It's a really fine line when you're trying to go for like a positive, quirky dynamic in a relationship. Cause I don't know. Cause like 500 Days of Summer, like that's like peak quirky girl kind
Yeah.
of thing going on. And I think it works for 500 Days of Summer because like
There are other aspects that
they
hold it
they
together.
they go so like quirky tropey that like it actually kind of works. But seeing like little smatterings of that in like other movies, it it can take you out of the movie.
Yeah.
So I see where you're coming from when you say that.
I also,
Yeah.
I like I said, I hate the whispering. It's so quiet. I understand
Yeah.
the mood of the movie is supposed to keep you calm and like, and maybe to project.
I mean, I
these
watched with
things.
subtitles, so I didn't really notice any of that.
What I mean is, well, it is like, even if you're watching subtitles, you can watch a loud movie with subtitles. That's what I do all the time as well. I'm just saying, they're like whispering. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't know how I'm gonna like, but there's like it's mumbly.
Yeah.
That's just me, by the way. Okay, I'm
Was
not
this
saying,
when like
I have something to tell you.
oh, like when they're in bed?
Yeah, and she tells him she's pregnant. That's one thing. That's
Yeah.
one thing. What? And
Oh, you didn't like that? I thought that was quite well done.
I think my favorite, other than
Yeah.
like Keith's moments, they're probably the best. But I think it was Gallagher's speech to his foster parents in the party, which
Oh, really?
I felt like that wasn't needed in the movie though.
I agree. I'm talking about acting
Oh.
wise. It was, if you look actually looking back, it definitely wasn't necessary. I think they just need a setting for him to romantically ask her to marry him.
I also don't think that it was needed in really at all because I think that took like don't get me wrong, it's cool that he got
Yeah.
adopted. But he just like stole his parents' moment away. Like, oh yeah, I know it's your anniversary, but
It's all
Me.
about me.
thanks for adopting me.
Yeah.
Happy 30th.
I
I liked it. I kind of the way he said it was believable. That's what I'm saying. That's why I actually got a little feeling there.
really?
Yeah. Is it weird?
No. It's
No,
not
not
weird
weird.
that you got feeling. I don't particularly I don't really respond to that scene as much as
I guess
did.
Yeah.
It warmed my heart.
that's what I'm saying.
It-
It was heartwarming and something. I guess it's something that you needed.
Yeah,
Maybe it was necessary because there's so many negative things going on, and you have something like that. It kind of
Yeah.
picks you up.
I think it was nice because I think it gave you background into him being not just like the almost comic relief or like the Joker of the place,
Mhm.
or like the nice guy boyfriend. I think it could have could have or should have been was maybe like him dropping stuff off his parents and be like, oh yeah, and to saying something like
Mhm.
not maybe like thanks for adopting me, but like
That would be funny. It was just one quick thing.
Yeah.
Knock on the door.
hey,
Hey, foster parents, thanks for
Yeah.
adopting me.
oh,
Well,
okay.
goodbye. Hey, you want to get married?
Oh, it all makes sense now.
Don't think me dumb, but it
Yeah.
took me a little bit to realize this whole movie only takes place a couple days.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Like, because I guess my reference point is Keith's character. I keep talking about him, but he's necessary to talk about. They said, oh, he's turning 18 at the end of the week, within in under a week.
mm-hmm.
And what seems like days go by,
Yeah.
what seems like days go by, like literal days go by, actually, but what seems like weeks go by almost.
Oh, really?
Seems like that to me in a way.
Huh.
Yeah.
Because this girl just gets here and then
Yeah,
immediately
yeah.
she leaves. But then the other reference point is that she goes with her father on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't want to go for the weekends. But I'm thinking, oh,
Yeah.
for a little bit, I'm thinking, oh, a week goes by already.
Yeah.
But then Keith's still there, his character,
hmm
and then she's still there, and then she's like dreading going to her father.
Yeah.
Not like she never said again. It took me a bit to realize, oh, this is only happening after like maybe 2 or 3 days,
Yeah.
which also doesn't really give Rami Malek's character a lot to work with,
Mm.
for any sort of growth in a way or development.
Yeah.
Feels like I'm talking out my ass. I
Well,
know what
no,
I know what I'm saying. I
Yeah,
just don't
no.
know how to articulate what I'm trying to say.
I don't feel like the movie is that interested in Rami Malek. I feel like he was just kind of used in the beginning to introduce the audience to this new environment, and then afterwards he just kind of responds to major events
True.
in like ways. But I don't think the movie the movie intentionally does not care about Rami Malek.
This seems like a
Um,
star for a lot of actors, like Stephanie Beatriz,
Oh yeah, yeah, she got big from
Brooklyn
Brooklyn
Nine-Nine.
Nine-Nine.
And then
I can't get into that show, by the way. I just can't. I
I've
tried.
never watched it.
I tried.
I've
I'm
seen-
sure it's
I've
great.
seen clips.
But
I've seen clips. Everyone keeps sharing the same clips.
I'm not
over
a
and over.
Andy Samberg guy.
I like Andy Samberg. I don't think a lot of things he's done. I think it's because he was he was a good SNL character. That's why I like him.
Yeah.
Hot Rod was good. I thought it was funny.
I don't know what that is.
Yes.
Okay. What was I gonna say? The teenage girl. I just one of the scenes that I responded like really well to was like when she's telling the story about the octopus. And yeah, it's very yeah. It's very sad.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
I can understand where they're going with it from there,
Yeah.
but it's more of like a using story in a way.
Yeah.
To get the idea that a parent is hurting somebody just from that, it's a little. I can see where you get it, but it's a little bit of a stretch, right? It seems like more
not-
along the lines of somebody is using you, taking away from the parts that make you you,
I think
and
I
tearing you down one by one.
I don't think it's a stretch to someone that's either been through trauma
agree,
or
yes.
around the same trauma. That, or if you're used to dealing or not dealing, but treating that trauma. But to side with the social worker, the therapist, whoever is actually running the facility,
Yeah.
Brie Larson's boss,
Yeah.
there was nothing he could do to keep her.
He
at
didn't. Yeah,
home.
no. He was not a dick. No,
Yeah.
everything he said made sense, and the way that he responded to Brie Larson's like outburst was completely justified, and that's he. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I wish I
Did
could do this,
everything
but the law
by the
says
book.
I can go fuck myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Based on my
Also,
feelings.
I knew that lamp was gonna get it from the beginning of the movie. Because at the beginning of the movie, he's like, "That lamp, it's the shit," and I'm like, "All right, that lamp's gonna be gone by the end of it."
I bet she
in the
feels
movie,
real
it's gonna be
terrible
gone.
now about
Yeah.
the lamp.
Yeah.
Going back to that girl and Brie Larson, and not that moment.
Mhm.
The moment where she was emotionally escalated outside her room, and she was being held.
Oh yeah.
And screaming and kicking and spitting and just not in a good place.
Cupcaking.
Yeah. And then when she finally like calmed down, Brie Larson's there sitting with her, and then Brie Larson like, you want to see my scars? Like,
Yeah. When they're in the safe room or whatever.
yeah. And
Were they in the
it's
safe room? Yeah, they were in the safe
yeah,
room.
not what you're supposed to do.
You want to know how I got these scars?
Just
I
let
see.
me transfer my trauma onto you.
You don't want this. It's like, whoa, that looks painful.
Mm.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Wild.
Or what about? Okay, we go all the way nearly, essentially to the end,
Mhm.
where she is so angry, after blasting in going off on her boyfriend, her fiance,
Yeah.
and saying, I can't have this baby and I can't marry you.
Yeah.
Obviously, because their baby reminds her of her.
I don't think it's necessarily specific. Like I don't think so. I think
No, yeah, well, okay.
cuz to say that like she doesn't want to have the baby because it reminds her of her father, I think that's too like how do you know? Like I don't know. When I first watched this movie, I understood immediately why she didn't want to have. I understood immediately. Like I can't put it into words, but like emotionally, I fucking understood why she just wanted to fucking give up and just go. Like I connected with that on like in my fucking bones.
Well,
Like I felt that. So her doing that, I'm like, okay, here we are. I can't believe this movie is doing this. Yeah,
I think there's a lot of trauma just in itself of getting an abortion. So I think between the first time she did it,
yeah,
well, I guess the first and only time that she did it, and then obviously that the abortion and having possibly having her first kid from her father
yeah,
from the sexual abuse that she um, received. I think it was a lot of what like her response was.
yeah.
She's going to kill her father with a baseball bat.
I I
Was that-
was so I was when I first watched this movie and she was riding her bike, I was like, where the fuck is she going?
Mhm.
Like, I have no fucking clue where this movie's going right now. Cause like on the same level that like I was relating to her, at the same time, I thought I was like, this is it. This is everything's going to shit. Like I was super invested. I was at the edge of my seat like during that whole. I know like for you like you were out of the movie, but
No,
yeah.
you're getting the wrong impression when I say, like, I didn't hate this movie. I liked
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying like that scene took you out of the movie. 'cause,
Oh,
like, it
yeah.
was kinda
Okay,
tropey.
gotcha. Okay.
But like no, for me, like when I was watching it, like I was completely jumped into the movie. I was like off the deep end for this movie
Yeah, see,
in that moment.
when I saw that, I was thinking it's
Yeah.
another one of those clear my head types of tropes.
Okay.
Get on the bike and ride.
Yeah.
That's a thing. Every people were like, I need to clear my head to get on in the car. The
Mhm.
season 2 of True Detective.
I never finished season 2 of True
It sucks.
Detective.
It's bad. It's lackluster.
I've seen like 3 episodes and like that was
And
it.
I gave up
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
But I saw the one episode of this guy. It was the guy from he was the
Oh, the cop guy?
the
Marshall
highway,
Ali.
huh?
Is it Marshall Ali?
No, that's season
season
3.
3.
Season 2, the cop guy, the highway, the chip, the California Highway Patrolman, who gets
Who has the weird mom?
yeah,
Yeah.
and the girlfriend, and he's accused and whatever. He's like, oh, I need to clear my head because he's going through some stuff and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
gets on the bike and ride really fast.
Yeah.
That's another example immediately right there.
Yeah.
Those happen a lot. People get on
Yeah.
their car and drive really fast, screaming, ah,
Yeah.
you know, and her in her head, she's not screaming.
Different
she's,
shots of them riding or driving, and then
Yeah.
then they're like, then they stop at like some place and they're just like sit
Mhm.
there.
Yeah, a place they recognize and that they're there, you know, to soak in or release or whatever.
Yeah.
That happens. That's what I thought was going on there too.
Mhm.
That's what not you didn't think that. Sorry.
Have you ever watched a movie and like you're following the movie and like in your brain like the movie is going at a pace, right? You see the line of the movie and then you kind of predict where that line's going to go and the movie is following your prediction, right? Give or take, like doesn't need to be specific.
It happens a lot.
And then for some movies, it gets to a point where like some shit happens and your line disappears. You're like, where the fuck are we gonna go after this? That's where I was. And like she got into the house and I'm like, there's still no line. I still don't know what the fuck is gonna happen. And then like she gets the baseball bat and then I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. And then like
Yeah.
the daughter shows up and then she says like,
I can agree with you. When she got in the house, I was like, what's going on now?
yeah.
Did
I
you
also-
think? Did you think that she was going to kill him?
I have no fucking clue. I doubted it.
No.
I doubted it, but
I thought she was picking
Yeah.
the baseball bat for her own protection or protect, to maybe see if he was hurting her and do something.
I knew that she was definitely thinking about killing him, like
Oh.
just bashing his brains in. Because I mean, just the way she was like, her facial expression, like staring at him,
yeah.
like just standing over him while he's sleeping. Like, I didn't think she was gonna do it. I knew something was gonna like, I didn't
Yeah.
know that the girl was gonna come in the room and be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, that's."
A little
Stupid,
extreme, don't you
yeah.
think? Yeah. Which is, I think that's a great line to diffuse that whole situation. It's a little
Nothing-
extreme, don't you think?
It's another thing that,
coming from the one that's being abused.
Yeah.
hey, wait, don't kill him. Come on. That's fucked up. When she got to the house,
Yeah.
because remember they were originally they were there. They were there before at her house,
Mhm.
and they were both. She followed her into the house and called. I thought that was like one of those outside step apartments. I didn't know it was a house.
Yeah, yeah.
So when she got to the house and opened the gate,
yeah.
I thought she was somewhere else.
Oh.
And then when she lifted the key, I'm like, oh,
yeah, they're
they're
there.
back there.
Yeah.
Because they didn't show them opening a gate to initially in the first scene.
Yeah.
I thought she was just completely somewhere else. I thought
Mhm.
she was going back to her apartment.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
I thought she was going back to her place
I see.
initially. I didn't know she was going to the girls.
Oh,
Of
so
course.
did you think that she was going there to kill her dad?
No, I didn't think she was going to kill anybody at all.
Mm.
I didn't assume that
Hmm.
at all. But no, it's like when on the outside, exterior.
Okay.
The exterior, I thought she was somewhere else.
Yeah.
Interior, then I knew where she was.
Right.
Well, not even then. Exterior, initially at the gate, I didn't know where she was. When she got to the door and she opened the doormat,
Mhm.
they got the key, then I knew where she was.
Mm.
Because that shot was done before.
Exactly.
Yeah. Lifting the door key.
Then it became
doormat.
obvious.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. I think I'm just dumb, but
I don't
mean,
think so.
thanks.
Jury's still out.
What about you?
On to the next time.
Anyway.
Well, that concludes our day. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've already said I don't dislike this movie. I just think there are things that are in my head
Yeah.
are off. I can see why this would speak to specific audiences of people,
Yeah.
right? Everybody has their traumas. Everyone does.
Mm.
Not everybody is perfect. Some people, specifically to this type of structure and what's going on, it can really relate to people, and people will see past the bad shots or the imperfect lines
Yeah.
or the acting.
Oh,
They go for the message it sends.
I don't think so. A lot of the shots were like handheld. I'm sure you guys noticed.
Yeah, there's a little bit of shaky cam going.
But I don't even think it was that bad.
Mm-mm.
Like I
don't think it's that bad either. I'm just saying, if I'm gonna go and say like and really criticize it based on my perspective,
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying other people see it different than others because it's art,
Yeah.
right? For me, it doesn't speak as well as it could be like for you.
Yeah.
Like we've had differences in movies before where like you didn't think it was good, but I liked it in specific ways.
Yeah.
I felt
Like
different.
Joker.
Like Joker, yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't care for it.
Well, if you want to know what I think, go watch our podcast on
Yeah.
Joker. Yeah.
Great plug, man.
Yeah. Hell yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's just me. I certain aspects
Mhm.
of the way it was made, I didn't like. Did I like the message it was sending and the storyline and what they were going for? Yes, I thought it was really, really good.
Mm.
I thought it was, for what it is, it was well written, well shot,
Yeah.
well acted for the most part. Some things fell short, of course, but that's just me.
I think the teenage girl, sometimes her acting is a little bit, it just didn't work for me.
That's
Uh,
that's where it fell
yeah.
short. But it's hard to do. She was legitimately
Um,
16 or 15 years old. You know,
I
not
mean,
saying
Lakeith he was like 18, wasn't he?
he
Or
was
how
like
old was he?
22.
22.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He just looks like he's 18, I guess. Um,
Yeah, that's that was another dynamic that I
he's
always felt weird about.
but like his acting is like way better than
Mo better.
way mo better
Way mo
than
better.
I thought it was better than John Gallagher Jr.'s. I actually didn't care too much for John Gallagher Jr.'s acting.
He
This guy's
fell.
really persistent.
I know. Don't know where he came from.
Yeah.
Yeah. He fell short comparative to Brie Larson and Keith.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say that dynamic of him playing a 17-year-old
Mhm.
when he actually is older than Brie Larson.
I
It's
don't.
just
Sometimes there's like, I
Tells
know
all
when
the
I was
time.
17, I looked like I was probably like 14,
Mhm.
maybe even younger. But I know there was definitely 17-year-olds like that I went to high school with that looked like they were like 24.
yeah.
I think people age differently.
I know. That's what they do. They do.
But I think in Hollywood,
They do it all the time.
they do it
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Where, I mean, people will be in their 30s portraying high schoolers. What was it?
But I could.
Ben Platt in that musical where he's like
Oh
what
my
39 playing like at a
God.
17-year-old.
There's a
Movies.
YouTuber. Her name is Jenny Nicholson, and she put out a YouTube video. It's like 2.5 hours long, shitting on that movie.
It's so bad. I almost think we need to watch it at some point.
Oh my god!
What
But
movie?
It's
Oh my
man.
God.
Ben Platt. You
Ben
said.
Platt. It's
It-
man.
That's what it sounds familiar to me.
Ciara wanted to go to the theaters to watch that, and
To the internet.
I binned.
Wait, was it a musical?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Dear Evan Hansen.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It took me a second. I was like, oh, musical.
Oh my
Got
God.
it.
I'll
Yeah.
I'll send you guys this YouTube video. You don't have to watch all of it, but I love Jenny Nicholson, by the way.
To be fair, he was like 19 when
Yeah, he was
when
the
Pitch
actor.
Perfect came out.
Yeah.
He was still a kid.
Oh no, I'm saying like he was in the in
He
the
was Evan.
in
He
the
was not Evan Hansen, but
no, he was in the
Oh,
play version.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
because
He-
it started out as a play, and
yeah.
yeah,
I think he's maybe not 39. Maybe he's
No, he's
29.
he's 29.
he's definitely not high school age.
But he's definitely and it definitely shows.
Yeah,
Like I'm sure her video.
she talks about
does it
how
all.
like his face looks like it's like pasty caked
Mhm.
on and like super fake looking.
Yeah.
And like, oh my god, and
There's-
she shows like examples in the movie. I'm like, wow, yeah, she's right. It looks awful.
Yeah, like-
I remember Draghi.
yeah.
Draghi told me how he went to see that movie in theaters and walked out with his girlfriend.
Oh my god.
He made his girlfriend Jackie leave. Well, it's not the movie that he would watch. He's not the kind of guy to watch a musical. But
Yeah.
especially a musical like that.
I'd probably walk out too.
I would have walked out as well because I was like kind of interested in watching it, low key, because I like the premise. But then
I think the trailer has it being like a very inspiring I don't know coming of age type
Yeah.
high school
Nah.
tragedy.
I don't like the kid. I don't like the kid at all.
I didn't like him in Pitch Perfect. I didn't like him now. There's this new movie, an A24 movie
Yeah.
called Dix the Musical,
Okay.
and it's A24's first musical. And
Oh,
it
I've
looks-
seen this trailer.
it looks quirky. It looks interesting. It looks like vulgar, of course. It's supposed to be.
Yeah. I don't know. It's probably gonna be bad, but who knows? It might be good.
It's a big ass one. I hate you.
You
Sorry.
don't, you don't want to kill the
Very-
fly on
very
camera.
personal.
That's how we get activists.
You piece of shit. I wish you were that fly. That's counterproductive if you think about it.
Yeah. It's a sign. Shall we wrap up?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
should, I guess.
Wrap it up then.
I will say it one more time.
Yeah.
I liked it. I did. I didn't feel like it was a chore watching it.
Yeah.
You know what it means when you watch a movie and you feel like you're like, oh God, why am I watching this thing? I'm only watching it because, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's happened to me before. But like, not for our movies. We always choose movies I like.
Mhm.
There's always, or sometimes even watching
Even Velocipaster.
Yes.
There's joy and hatred. I feel like
Mhm.
in watching something like that.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
don't and I didn't feel that way. I didn't feel like I was just like, oh, what am I doing? Waste my time.
drudging through it.
Yeah, no. It was an hour and a half long. It was perfectly timed and put and paced very relatively well,
Yeah.
and it was good. Were there aspects I didn't like? Of course, I've already made that clear. But that's how I feel about it.
What's your movie?
Yeah.
My movie. So I've been thinking about it. I wanted to watch like something in theaters again, not to make you guys spend money at all, but because Killers of the Flower Moon is coming out on Friday.
I heard that shit's 3 hours long.
I know, and I was thinking about like should maybe
I'll do it. I don't give a shit. I'll
'cause
do it.
I want to watch it,
Yeah.
but I was also thinking it's off in my head. I put it in my head earlier today.
Yeah.
I was gonna pick another 3-hour long movie to pick apart, kinda.
Do it.
I wanted to watch Watchmen again.
Watchmen?
Yeah,
All right.
Who watches The Watchmen?
Ooh.
exactly. And then
It's us. It's Burnaflick. The answer's Burnaflick, by the way.
Watchmen.
Yeah.
By Zack Snyder,
Yes.
2009.
Mm-hmm.
Movie, in my opinion, is one of my favorites.
Mm.
But we'll talk about it then.
Yeah. We'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching.
Bye. I'm gonna kill this fly.
Slick. Burn, burn. Slick. Slick. Burn. Burn, burn. Slick.